Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this highly anticipated 2019 launch of the Monster Energy Yamaha MotoGP team here in Jakarta, Indonesia. I'm Dylan Gray, and presenting alongside me today is Lucy Wiriono. Now, many of you from here will know her as the local MotoGP commentator for broadcaster Trans 7.
Thank you very much, Dylan, and thank you to our Monster Girls for accompanying us onto the stage. It is such a pleasure to be here with all of you in Jakarta today. We'd like to thank all of you for joining us today, but first of all, I would like to thank Yamaha representatives who came all the way from Japan, Thailand, Italy, the Philippines, Taiwan, India, and of course from Yamaha Motor Indonesia Manufacturing. Let me also thank Monster Energy Company's Vice President of Sports Marketing, Mitch Covington, and Monster Energy Europe's Vice President of Sports Marketing, Jimmy Goodrich. We also have great media turnout today.
Absolutely fantastic, Lucy.
Looking fantastic, almost 150 journalists today. The sponsors, representatives, and of course, everybody's watching via our live stream on Yamaha's MotoGP.com and Monster's channel.
Well, Lucy, this amazing turnout that we have today is, of course, because it is a very special occasion.
Indeed, yes.
A brand new team name, a new style, a new look, but also a new mindset. Beast mode on. That is what we're going to do today. We are going to get our beast mode on.
Yes, of course, and we shall get our beast mode on when we talk to Valentino Rossi and Maverick Viñales very shortly.
Now, of course, Lucy, I do have to just mention to everyone watching at home on the live stream, if you do want to take part in this via social media, that is also our hashtag. You can see it on the screens behind us, Beast Mode On. Lucy, perhaps you can tell the guys in Indonesian.
Of course, untuk teman-teman jurnalis dan juga untuk yang sedang menyaksikan kami lewat live streaming, jangan lupa untuk meramaikan acara ini dengan mengetikkan hashtagnya Beast Mode On seperti yang tertera di layar di belakang kami.
And of course, it's not just the new hashtag, because with a new team, we also get this fantastic new logo for this brand new partnership. Of course, Monster Energy and Yamaha teaming up. If we just move apart, I believe it's going to come up on the screen now. It is absolutely beautiful. You can see they've just merged the branding of both Monster Energy and Yamaha, and this is this spectacular logo. All of you guys in the crowd, you can also see it on the sides here now.
That's right. And now I think it's time for us to start talking with Yamaha and Monster Energy Management about this new mantra of ours.
Absolutely, Lucy.
So first, please give a big round of applause for someone who has welcomed us to their country to hold this special event, PT Yamaha Indonesia Motor Manufacturing's President, Mr. Minoru Morimoto.
Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Morimoto-san.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Minoru Morimoto of PT Yamaha Indonesia Motor Manufacturing. First of all, we would like to thank you all for joining us today. It is a great honor to welcome you here in Indonesia. Indonesia is one of the most dedicated MotoGP loving countries in the world. So we are very proud to be a part of history, as we have become the first country to host the Yamaha factory MotoGP team launch outside Europe. We would like to thank you, Yamaha Motor Company, Yamaha Motor Racing, and especially Monster Energy, for choosing Indonesia as a location for one of the most important team launches in the history. We, as a sponsor, are very proud to support the team. This is marked by the Semakin Depan logo, which means one step ahead. Semakin Depan is a spirit that embodies Yamaha Indonesia Motor Manufacturing. So we strongly expect that the team will fascinate the millions of Yamaha fans in Indonesia with Semakin Depan spirit. Thank you very much. Yamaha revs your heart. Yamaha Semakin Depan. Thank you very much.
Terima kasih Morimoto-san. Thank you very much, Morimoto-san.
Thank you, Morimoto-san.
I'm sure everyone is anxious, it's eager to see what 2019 has in store for us, right?
Well, absolutely, Lucy, because, you know, last year was a bit of a difficult year for the team. However, they did manage to turn it around. In Thailand, they already showed that they'd found something special, and then Maverick's win in Australia. It was
It's
both
remarkable, yeah.
it was amazing, a highlight and a turning point, because in the final two races, yes, the results didn't come that they'd wanted. However, they were fighting for the win in all conditions. But changes had to be made.
Of course. And of course, now I'm so eager myself. And I think it's time for us to start talking to some of the people who are in the know to see how the Monster Energy Yamaha MotoGP team is shaping up for 2019 season.
I absolutely agree, Lucy. Let's get them up here now. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please have a big round of applause and a warm welcome for Yamaha Motor Racing President and Senior General Manager of Motorsport Section, Koichi Tsuji. Also, Yamaha Motor Racing Managing Director, Lynn Jarvis, and Monster Energy Company's Vice President of Sports Marketing, Mitch Covington. Welcome. Okay, Tsuji-san. Tsuji-san in the middle, please. Mitch, you over on this side, please. Lynn, down here, thank you. Welcome.
Good
Great
morning,
to see
gentlemen.
you guys. Okay, we just got some microphones coming for you now. Fantastic. I think
Okay.
this is now a great time because there's someone else we need to say hello to before.
Oh yes, of course. You know what? There's someone that I miss so much. It's Massimo Meregali, as he is now in Sepang preparing for the official test, of course. And I'm sure he and the rest of the crew is watching us, right? Should we wave to him?
Let's just give a quick wave to Mayo and the
Ciao,
team. We
Mayo.
hope it's going well out in Sepang. We'll see you there in a few days.
Yes.
Okay, but for now, Lynn, I'm sure you're hoping it's going well in Sepang already. But let's just start first of all, 2018. I mentioned it was a bit of a challenge for the team, but we did see this comeback in the final races. Can you tell us how that came about?
Well, it comes about, I mean, obviously, as you said, the season was quite tough. Also, the back end of 17 was tough. When we started 18, we had hoped that we would be in a more competitive level, but it was clear that that was not the case. And really, it was a long season, a hard season, but we recognized early in the season the problems that we had, and we started working on modifications. We started working on a different direction. And I really think it came about by the result of the hard effort of Japan, especially by our Japanese engineers, modifying the bike, adjusting. We were always close. We were not that far away, but we were always missing something. And I think we refound the spirit within the team. I want to thank the riders for their dedication throughout the entire year by sticking with it. And finally, we got improved performance, and we got the race win that we so desperately needed.
Okay, well, this next question is actually for both you, Lynn, and for you, Tsuji-san, because what specific lessons did you learn from last year?
And to be honest, as Lynn said, we were a very tough season last year. And but to be honest, from the last 5 races coming from the Thailand, we had a big change for the bike. And after that, we are getting faster, and we had confidence with the bike. That means we always working in the certain range where it comes from our experience. But the circumstances, you know, we jump over that range. And we had such kinds of courage to jump over that wall.
Okay.
Was a very good, I would say, lesson from last year.
Okay. Well, Lynn, Tsuji says jumping over this wall. Any other lessons from your side?
Well, I think never give up is important, you know, and it's quite difficult when you have a season and you have a long period without a win. You know, we are accustomed to winning in the past. You know, we're here in this championship to perform at our maximum level and to win. And I think that, you know, that having gone past that period, that's given us a renewed confidence again now. And I think our riders' spirit is very, very important in this. And we're fortunate that both of our riders are in, I've seen them this morning. Obviously, we're ready to start this new season. We're now looking ahead. Hopefully, we can put the, let's say, the experience that we have in the past, we can use it as a benefit to go into this next year. And if we can start this new Sepang test in good shape, I think we can have a very good season ahead.
Okay, so for Suji and Lin, can you reveal to us here any specific areas that you've been working on?
Sure, for sure, for the experience or from last year's result, we have to work lots of things for the electric or chassis and the engines. But other for our bike, the direction should be the Yamaha bike is handling. So again, we will try to get back our bike spirit for this season. Then we will work to achieve, to get back our M1 character for this year.
Okay, would you like to add something?
Yes, I think also, with any team structure, there will always be changes and adjustments that need to be made. And of course, technical side is one of those, but also on the staffing side, it's also important. Some changes we will be making this season. Okay. In Japan, we have seen there is a new organization, a refreshed organization in Japan, headed by Suji-san. We have two people in particular have joined us. One is Mr. Ito, who is the General Manager of Motorsports Development Group. He's new to this year. And we also see the group leader has changed to Mr. Sumi. So Sumi-san used to be in charge of chassis design, and he's now stepped up to be the group leader. So these are two key things in Japan. Another change that's very important is the interaction between Japan and Europe. So Japan is primarily responsible for the development of the bike, but now the engineering section of Yamaha Motor Racing takes on a more significant role in the future. So we have a vehicle dynamics group there, and we have an electronics management group. And we are expanding in Europe, in Italy. So that interaction between Europe and Japan will be very important. We also have a test team. So we've always had a test team in Japan in the past with, in particular, Nakasuga and Nozane. But we have now taken a European organized test team to bring that final piece of testing closer to the performance of our Grand Prix riders. So that is Jonas Folger, and that test team will be organized in Europe. So these are changes, let's say, from an engineering level. Then on the team itself, we see some changes on both sides of the garage. So on Maverick's side of the garage, we've seen the departure of Ramon Focada and Wilco Salenberg that have both moved to the Petronas Sepang team in important positions. But this has created an opportunity. We've changed the crew chief for Maverick. So we have Esteban Garcia as the new crew chief. And also Wilco was the rider performance analyst, helping the rider. And now we have Julian Simon, who is a famous name from his MotoGP, let's say, previous racing, in particular in Moto3 class. Yeah. So I believe that these two people, two new Spaniards in Maverick's team, will help solidify that group and bring a renewed group feeling into Maverick's side. On Valentino's side of the garage, we see another change. A famous name has retired, second retirement, because he retired from racing many years ago. I'm talking about Luca Cadalora. He's spent 3 seasons with us as a rider performance analyst for Valentino, and for family reasons, he's stepped down. So we have Idalio Gavira, who has stepped into the team as Valentino's new rider performance analyst. And also the Japanese key engineer on Valentino's side of the garage, we have Mr. Hoshino, who will be working closely with Valentino. Hoshino-san was in a central position last year, and he's now on Valentino's side. So the rest of the team remains the same, and I wish Maio Meregali was here to explain himself. Yeah. All of the media will have the chance to meet him in the coming days. But I think Maio Meregali, his absence today is also indicative, because this test coming up in Sepang is very, very, very important test for us. And we've chosen, with the changes that we have in the team and also the changes in YMC, it was more important for Maio to be in Sepang right now, preparing everything for the test. So I'm confident that with the technical changes we have, with the personnel changes we have, and with the riders we have and the sponsor we have, we are planning on a good season.
Yeah, well, great. I think, Mitch, this is now a perfect cue for you, because, I mean, Lin and Tsuji have just given us a great insight into all these changes, all these things you can expect. Perhaps from another point of view, though, you know, you've had this partnership for a while, not as title sponsor, that's only now. How would you describe this partnership?
I would say it fits like a glove. Right. Okay, it's a very natural partnership for us to continue what we've done in the past for you know, going on almost 10 years now. We've been partners in and around MotoGP with Yamaha riders, and so when we had the opportunity to move into this title naming rights place, you know, it was just a really natural progression for us. You know, we've been with Tech 3 for a long time, and with the factory team as well, and with these two riders even. So they were already family. So it was a really easy partnership for us to make the decision to do. And we feel at home. I hope Yamaha feels at home with Monster on the bike as well. And so we're really excited.
I mean, Mitch, maybe a slightly more general question about Monster, but what is Monster's affiliation with racing, and just how important is having MotoGP as part of that package?
That's a great question. You know, Monster was really built on racing. And hopefully when you see any type of racing around the world, you think of Monster. At least we hope so. And so when you ask how important is racing to Monster, I don't know if I have good words to describe that, because that's just what we do. We're a lifestyle brand, and you know, racing is so much a part of that lifestyle that we hope we've created with the brand. And MotoGP in particular is at the top of the pyramid for us in the way of racing, because you know, motorcycle racing really speaks to what Monster is all about. And the MotoGP series, I would argue to say, is the top motorcycle racing series in the world. So, and we feel like that we partnered also with someone that can go out and prove next year and win that championship and really be at the really point of that pyramid. And so, and two, I have to say our chairman, Rodney Sachs, has a real passion for MotoGP. He watches Moto2, Moto3, calls me in the middle of the night wherever he's at in the world to talk about the riders and what they said or what they did or the bikes, wants me to call in and find out what happened. So it makes it a lot of fun to be in MotoGP when our leadership is that passionate about the sport.
Fantastic.
Exactly. Well, can you tell us more, Mitch, about the Yamaha and Monster Energy? Because together you have built a multi-platform alliances, right?
Yes.
And across many sports disciplines. Can you tell us more about this?
Yeah, you know, we're in motocross, as you all know, in a very big way around the world with Supercross, the outdoor nationals in America, all the national championships around the world, and also in the World Championship over here. Yeah. We also have a Dakar program and other off-road racing programs around the world, and then the road racing program that we're talking about today. So, you know, I'd like to say we sat down and we said, hey, let's do one worldwide deal to cover all of that. And we actually talked about it in the past. And it was difficult because all the different teams of motocross or road racing and other racing around the world, you know, we couldn't get the contract timing to line up to do one big deal, because they would still have a year left on this team with someone else, or we'd have a year left. And it was just hard to make that puzzle fit together from a timing standpoint. So what we tried to do going into 2019 was have a clean slate. So going into 2019, when the season ended in 18, we had no sponsorships for 2019. So it was a really great time for us to marry up all of our partnerships around the world in all those different types of sports. And so without trying to go do a global deal, again, it was a natural fit. It just happened because when we looked at those other sports like MXGP or Supercross, regardless of whether we had this MotoGP team or what, we want to find the best team, the one that has the best chance to win, the most that fits with our brand. And it was Yamaha every time. So it just naturally fell into place as a partnership between Monster and Yamaha. So.
Well, Lynn, I think some great words there from Mitch, a big deal of support from this title sponsor of yours. But let's also talk about other sponsors, because racing teams, they need a lot of support, and I believe it's more than 50 companies you actually work with kind of as secondary sponsors. Tell us about those relationships.
Yeah, it's it's very, very important to have sponsors and partners in motorsport. I mean, firstly, obviously, from a funding point of view, because to race in top level, whichever class you're in is expensive, and MotoGP, of course, at the pinnacle, it's an expensive sport. So from the one side, it's finance, but it's not only finance. You know, we need to have partners that can bring us expertise as well. And I would say another point here with Monster, that there's no doubt that we will benefit as a brand in MotoGP, but beyond, is the marketing power and connection, the strength of their brand to communicate our message and what we're doing in various other platforms to a bigger audience. And we have the same as well. We have other key sponsors involved in our project. Eneos is another good example, is a secondary level sponsor for us, but a very, very important brand. And that's Nippon Oil Corporation. So they produce, oil and energy, and they are also developing special lubricants, special fuels, and so forth. But with all of our companies that we have, we're very, very grateful, because we share the passion. We're on the same objective together. They can amplify our message, and they can bring their products and expertise to the game. So it's an important part of our job behind the scenes. You don't see it, but it's very, very important.
Okay, so this question is for Suji-san. Can you explain to us how the organization changes internally and Yamaha Motor Company MotoGP Group have affected the approach to the development of the 2019 YZR M1?
As Rin said, and we are some small, I don't know the big, but we have some small modification in the developing point of view. And especially, I would say the key is we have a new developing occasion in the Yamamoto Italy, Weimar, and for the developing especially for the more focus on the electric side. And that is already working very well. Now is already starting the Sepan test. We call Sepan 0, and they already have a great job, and we had already good result. Also, the Jonas Folger is already start to test in Sepan, and also he had a great help for us. Something like that. We used to work only like 90% in Yamaha, but Yamaha headquarters. But now we have to change something like a working style as much as possible to interact more to the communication with the outside or the Europe. If they have a good technology outside the company, we try to use that technology to come to inside to develop our M1 more competitive. So that type of work, we need to change some organization in YMC also. Again, Lin said that we have a new general manager and a new group leader. They have such kind of capability to communicate to outside very well. So again, we are very confident with this year's style of the developing, also the organization.
Okay.
Well, I'd like to ask one more final question to Lin and to Mitch. This new hashtag, this new motto, Beast Mode On, it does tell us that there should be something quite special in store. What are your expectations for this season? Perhaps Lynn, we start with you.
Well, I think we're kicking off here in a very positive way. I think the merging of these two brands brings a new energy, literally, brings a new energy to our project. You will see very soon, we like a lot the color of the bike, the design. It's more aggressive, and I think that that's what we need to be. You know, this is very, very important for us. So beast mode on is something that we need to adopt that attitude if we want to become world champions.
Great.
I think that's well said, Lynn.
Yeah.
And you asked what our expectation was of that. It's really that Maverick and Bally will be fighting down to the last race to see which one of them wins the championship, because they're going to take the track like a beast and you know, take over this thing this year. So our expectations may be a little high, but hey.
Hey, rather aim high. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause, please.
Yes, of course. 2019 pre-season testing is about to commence in 2 days' time in Sepang, Malaysia, and a new racing season will soon start. This brings new challenges and excitement.
Absolutely, and you know what? We now have 2 spare seats here, and I know of 2 of the world's most talented riders that cannot wait to get 2019 underway. So ladies and gentlemen, please, a massive round of applause for Valentino Rossi and Maverick Viñales.
Sorry.
Yeah, Maverick.
Glad to meet you. Ciao, Vale.
Guys.
Hi, how are
Ciao,
you?
Ciao,
Ciao,
Valentina.
Vale.
How are you?
How are you?
Guys, before we start, you're wearing some fantastic new outfits. Can we just make you move to the front of the stage?
You have to
maybe
show
wave
it
to
off
the
a
cameras?
little. Go ahead.
Lucy and I will
Okay.
get out the way. Just give them a bit of a wave. Your first picture, it looks absolutely fantastic. This new clothing, Monster Energy, Yamaha colors in
Exactly.
there.
Just like Lynn said, this
Wonderful.
is the beast mode on,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
Yeah,
Valentino, Maverick will have you there. Valentino,
Okay.
just down there, please. Well, it's great to see you guys. First of all, how was your winter? Are you relaxed, ready to go?
Great winter. I felt really good. Honestly, it's a pleasure to be here in front of all of you and with Yamaha and Monster. It's great. I saw the bike and it's beautiful, so I
It's
can't wait
beautiful,
to.
right?
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, Vale, what about you? Feeling good? Feeling relaxed?
Yeah. You know, first of all, hi to everybody. Ciao. Yeah, you know, in this moment of the season, you are always very excited. It's a shame because the holiday are finished, but we are ready. We are ready for the season.
Okay, so this is the 3rd time you guys are teammates, right? So how do you feel? Maybe Maverick can go first?
Yeah, we feel great. It was a shame that the results didn't go with us, but I think we are in a really good level. We always try to push ourselves at the limit, and I think if we can be on the level, for sure we're gonna battle really good, really on a really good level.
Okay.
And let's see, but you know, I can't wait to start. And already the holidays were too long. You know, I like to be on the bike, so let's see. I'm really curious to see the steps forwards we did and see if we can push the bike at the maximum already in the first test.
Okay, how about you, Vale?
Yeah, I think that we are a good couple because so he's very young. Unfortunately, me not a lot, but I have a very long career, a very high experience. At the same time, Maverick is very fast, very strong, and we have a good relationship. We fight on the track, but we have a good respect outside, and everything is good. But yeah. Like Maverick said, the important are always the result.
Yes,
so we're coming from a difficult 2018. We expect more, but we are ready and we will try to improve and to be stronger.
Okay, so Lynn, would you like to add something, you know, considering that this is the 3rd time, the 3rd year they're together? Maybe you have certain expectations for them this year?
Well, I think I share the same expectations and hopes that they have, you know. As a team, obviously, We know that both of these guys are capable of winning the championship. That's why they're here. They expect from us to deliver the tools that they need to get the job done. So I think we have to accept our side of the responsibility, and I'm totally confident that they will deliver from their side of the responsibility. So hopefully if we work really, really well together, if we run a perfect season, we can achieve mutual success.
Okay, in a team that is so close together, I mean, I'm sure we are all curious about Maverick and Vale. What do you learn from each other? Maverick from Vale, and of course Vale from Maverick. How about you, Maverick? What do you learn the most from Valentino Rossi?
Well, actually, you know, it depends a lot on the track, because sometimes when we enter on Friday, Valentino is faster, or in some other tracks I am faster. So for sure we share the data, we try to improve. You know, we used to improve also the riding style. So it's important. It's very important to share the data to see where Valentino is stronger. For sure, with his experience, he has some really good tools to go fast on the tracks. So I can learn a lot. And sure, everything I can take for learn, I do. So yeah, we share, and yeah, I try to understand and to learn. That is the most important.
Okay, as Vale mentioned before, that he has a much higher experience than Maverick. I won't say that he's younger than you. Okay.
A little bit.
Just a little bit younger.
Just a little bit.
What do you learn the most from Maverick as your teammates?
Now in the MotoGP team, in all the team, especially in the factory team, you work very much also with your teammate and the two teams together. So we always follow what Maverick do on the bike and try always to learn. He's always very strong. He's always he ride in a precise way, and he's very fast. He's very brave. So. It's good to have a teammate of this level, because you can improve a lot, and you never stop learning.
Okay.
Valentino, from the present to the past. Okay, the 10-year challenge was big on social media this last month. Now, 10 years ago, you won your 9th championship title. That was with Yamaha in 2009. Maybe for people that weren't around then, didn't watch racing then, how different is it for you back then and now?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a long time ago. It's a little bit too much. Yeah, you know, 2009 was a great season. I fight with my teammate for all the season long, and at the end I was able to win the championship. I remember I have a great memories from the season. What's changed? A lot of things and nothing. I mean, MotoGP, our sport, changed very much. The level now is higher. Everybody work stronger than 10 years ago. From the other side, in the team, nothing. I feel always the same. It's a long time for me with Yamaha. Is more than 10 years, maybe 15 or 16, but always a great feeling, and I think that the atmosphere in the team is important for achieve the good results.
Oh, fantastic. Well, Maverick, you were in a slightly different situation. I believe that is the year you moved up to it was then called the CEV Buckler 125 GP series. Just for everyone to know, that is the national Spanish series. So you were really still starting your career then, Maverick. What are the biggest lessons you've learned in the last 10 years moving up to this MotoGP role?
Well, at that time, being here now was a dream, so I can be better. So I'm really good, honestly, living my dream. So I learned a lot. I learned to get up from all the mistakes, from the falls. So sure, year by year you learn, you get more experience, you understand better the way to ride the bike, because for sure I get a lot of experience these 2 years in Yamaha, and yeah, finally year by year you understand better all the things, how it works, you know, all the hard work you've been done. So sure, it's important to don't forget finally the objective, that it's what it keeps you going.
Okay, so next question is for Vale. You are the most rider with the most experience in the field. Okay, so in your opinion, what are the requirements for a successful year in MotoGP?
Yeah, we have to work hard because especially in the last period our opponents make a good step. And now in the modern MotoGP, for me the keys are the tires. We always try to work for save the tires. So you start from Friday morning and the main reason is save the tire, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a difficult job because it's very precise and you can make the difference with your riding style, but at the same time you have to work hard with the engineers. So I think this is the target for this season for try to win.
Okay, so managing the tires, right? Okay, so next is for Maverick. Well, you've made many changes in the last few months. You changed your rider number, welcome Esteban Garcia, as Lynn mentioned before, as your new crew chief. And do you feel prepared for 2019 season?
Yes, normally when I start the year, I try to feel prepared because it doesn't matter how last year went. Finally, it's a new opportunity, so I'm always ready to be on the top, to fight for that number one. But anyway, yeah, many changes that year. Also, Monster on the team, so I hope it really helps. I think Esteban will be the key to make me stay calm, to give, that I can give my best. And yeah, for sure, I think it will be better. It will be better. I felt much more confidence with Esteban on the team. Also, we incorporate Julito, that will be my mental coach, let's say, and also on the track. So I felt I have really good experience with them, and I'm kind of rider that I like to be calm with my people, with all my team. So even like this, I can give a little bit extra that I needed last year, but this year I think with all the changes being done, I can do it, and let's see if I can bring the bike more than last year for sure.
Okay, great.
You just mentioned Maverick changes, though. One of the big changes, you are now running with a massive Monster symbol on the bike. You are clad in Monster, but you are also both Monster athletes. What does that mean to you guys? Maybe starting with you, Valentino.
For me, it's a long time that I am with Monster, and I feel always very comfortable. First of all, I like the colors, and I think that the green and especially the black of Monster are okay with our bike, with the blue of the Yamaha. Yeah. So we are more aggressive. We are a little bit the Men in Black. And it's like a big family, They always help us. For me personally, during all the season, or also to do something else like race with the cars and everything. And I'm very proud of this. And it's very important to have Monster as a main sponsor also of the team, because we can be all together.
Fantastic. Maverick, what about you?
Yeah, for me, it's like all the athletes I like, they have Monster. So I'm really proud to be on Monster. I like a lot motocross, I like supercross, and all the riders I cheer for, they are on Monster. So I'm really proud to be on Monster. Honestly, when I've changed, I felt really good. So yeah, it's, now incorporate Monster on the bike, I felt really good, and for sure will give extra energy.
Oh, great. Well, Mitch, maybe you could just say a word. You have two of the world's best riders. They're so happy being Monster athletes. How does Monster feel about having them as athletes?
Oh, well, we're ecstatic. We've had them for a while now, so it's nothing new. They've both been part of the family for some time now. And Valentino, we're going on 10 years? I think this is year 10. And Maverick year 3. So of course we're really proud of these two athletes. They're two of the best athletes in the world in any sport that we have. So man, I'm just super stoked to have them again. Like I said, I just told them our expectations for the year is that you two come down to the end battling each other, and Lynn has this management problem of handling two riders that are battling for the championship. That's always
a good problem.
It's a good problem to have. A good problem to have.
Yeah.
So.
I think Mitch, you might have just answered my question to the riders. I was going to say you're passionate about MotoGP. What is your biggest motivator? Now I know Mitch is one of your biggest motivators, but your inner motivation, where does that come from?
For me, the feeling that I have when I ride the bike, but especially the taste of the victory, or your feeling, what you feel after a good weekend, after a victory, or after a podium. I race for that. This is my main motivation.
Okay, Maverick, what about you?
Mine, beat Valentino. I'm joking. I'm joking. No, my main motivation is, as Valentino said, trying to keep very focused, good riding level, because it's really important, and with really long championship, it's really important to keep focus and, you know, to don't stress so much. So it's very important to stay calm, and even if one race didn't go well, trying to keep focus on the next one. So one thing I learned a lot from Valentino, it doesn't matter how Friday and Saturday go. Sunday he's ready. So yeah, as you said before, I learned a lot of things these 2 years, so I will take profit for sure. And then finally, the main objective, everyone knows. I mean, when you sign for Yamaha and Monster, you know the main goal is the number one, so we're going to go for it, and let's see. But you never know how the season will go, but after the 2 tests we did last season, I feel great.
Fantastic.
Well, it's fantastic to see Vale and Maverick speak so highly of each other. But before the season starts, well, I would like to ask this important question. So is there anything you would like to say to each other, Vale to Maverick and Maverick to Vale, of course?
Something in public, of course.
Yes, in public, not that private. Okay. So Vale, what do you want to say to Maverick before the season starts?
First of all, to go slow.
But you said you like him fast.
Keep quiet and not push too much. And I hope to fight with Maverick for the championship in Valencia.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope too. Honestly, it will be very nice. You know, we battle in many races, but the nice thing is that stays on the track. Finally, when we go take out the helmet, we are same, we are friends. So I like this kind of teammate. So let's see if in the track we can touch, we can play, we can, you know, fighting for races. That finally is the biggest motivation, and then we can smile and be happy inside the team.
Okay, well, great.
Friends off the track, but now we're going to have to get them into their leathers.
Oh, yes,
so let's hope they'll stay friends for the end of this presentation, okay?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause, because now it's time for you to get your leathers on and show us their bike. Valentino Rossi and Maverick Viñales. Thank you very much, guys. Would you like to wait right there? Thank you. Okay, well, Lucy, they're going to need a few minutes to do that, and I'm quite glad that's the case, because we would actually like to talk to Mitch just a little bit more. Mitch, I mean, these guys, they are absolutely race crazy. We'd actually like to get to know you a little bit better. Are you yourself someone who's race crazy?
I would say my livelihood depends on me being race crazy. So, but no, you know, my family started out racing in motocross. I had 3 boys that at a very young age, I bought them Yamaha PW50s and set about to try to win the Loretta Lynn's National Championship on a Yamaha PW50. And so I spent the next 20 years kind of in a motorhome, going from track to track, being a moto dad, I called it. So to have the opportunity at this point to, you know, get to work with teams like Factory Yamaha around the world, and riders like Valentino and Maverick is really special for me, because I am race crazy. So it's good.
I mean, so motocross background, have you ever done anything on the road? Have you ever felt like doing something on track, on asphalt?
I rode a bike like that one time. My brother got a road bike when he graduated high school, and I was about 14, and I promptly snuck out and got on the bike and rode it to the end of the street and crashed it. My brother beat me up, and I haven't been back on one ever since, you know. But so I'm more of a dirt guy. But you know, Lynn has a good name for riders that can win at this level in road racing. He calls them aliens, because they must be from outer space if they can hold the gas that fast going into a turn and do what they do. So I'm totally amazed every time I watch MotoGP, especially in person, at what these guys are able to do, and you know, just the nerves they have to trust the tires, to trust the bike, and you know, it's really a special sport, and I'm really glad that Monster has the, you know, that we can do it. You know, it's good.
Excellent. Well, One other thing, and some people might not know this, but you were actually a co-producer of the documentary Fastest. Now, that I think puts you in a perfect position also because you really understand the value, I believe, of not just turning up at a race on Sunday, watching it live on TV on a Sunday, but actually creating all this extra entertainment, the stories behind it. Was that, I think, doing that and living that, was that a big extra motivator to really make this MotoGP deal work?
You know, I don't know. One thing I love about racing is the racer's heart. And, you know, that what is it that makes him want to win so bad that he's willing to put it all at risk and come back from injuries, you know, and do the kind of things to overcome adversity that they have to do to ride at a championship level. And that always really motivates me. And, you know, actually, when we did the Fastest movie, it was a real education for myself as to all the obstacles and the injuries and the things that happen during a season in MotoGP. I mean, we started out that, you know, making that film. It was going to be about Valentino's quest to win a championship, but I think he got injured, so we had to kind of switch over. And but there's so many good, driven, heartfelt racers in the paddock that it was very easy to make that movie to work, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. You know, we really enjoy showing behind the scenes and the emotions that are tied to sport. And one of the things that we look for at Monster before we go into a sport is the level of passion of the participants, the team, and the spectators. And if all three are very emotional and passionate about winning in that sport, then it's probably a good fit for us. And we see that a lot, especially in MotoGP. And I hope you could see it in the movie Fastest, that exposed it to people that didn't know a lot about MotoGP.
Now, Mitch, you actually mentioned his name earlier on. I'd just like to tell our guests here, everyone at home, you mentioned him, Rodney Sachs. He is the chairman and CEO of Monster Energy Company. Now, I think you've already answered this, but I'm going to ask you again anyway. I mean, he sounds almost more race obsessed than you, and I think even some of the people here. Yes,
he really is. I mean, I was not stretching the truth at all when I say get calls in the middle of the night talking about a Moto 3 race or a Moto 2 race and riders. But you know what? I think he's going to join us today for we have a surprise. Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Yes, I think we do. I think we are about to hear now a little message from Rodney Sachs, who unfortunately couldn't be with us here today.
Hi everyone in Jakarta. I'm Rodney Sachs, Chairman and CEO of Monster Energy, speaking to you from sunny Corona, California. We are really excited to begin our new relationship with Yamaha as the title sponsor of the factory Yamaha MotoGP team. Both MotoGP and Yamaha have been a big part of Monster Energy's international marketing efforts as we've launched our Monster Energy brand around the world. We have been a Yamaha sponsor for 6 years now through the Tech 3 Yamaha satellite team, and are very pleased and excited that we have now been able to step up and expand our visibility as the title sponsor of the Monster Energy Yamaha MotoGP team. Valley and Maverick will be piloting what we think is the best looking bike on the grid. And I'd like to thank Lynn, Valentino, Maverick, and the entire Yamaha team, and wish them a very successful 2019 MotoGP campaign. I expect a lot of podiums this year. I want to see you guys up there, and hopefully I'll be there to share some of the victories with you. We really are going to make it happen. Thanks everybody, and great racing.
Oh, thank you very much to Rodney Sachs. Let's give him a round of applause. He's not here today, but I'm sure he'll appreciate that. Hopefully you are watching from somewhere, Rodney. I'm sure you'll be giving Mitch a call shortly after this. And do you know what? Just like Rodney, I think everyone here cannot wait to get this Monster Energy and Yamaha partnership underway, Lucy.
Of course, then let's not wait any longer. Let's unveil the 2019 Monster Energy Yamaha YZR M1. Can't wait.
I can't wait either, but I don't think it's quite as easy as
Is
that.
there
Because
anything we should do?
well, yes, because this device we have over here is the plasma hand scanner.
Okay.
So we're going to have to find some people to unlock this presentation for us.
Well, I think we have this gentleman over here that is right for the job. So should we send them in?
Fantastic, Lucy. Let's give it a go. Lynn, Tsuji-san, Mitch, if you could come and join us over here, please, at the plasma machine. Please bring your microphones. We shall hand them over. Okay. Please do not touch the screen just yet. So if we could grab the microphones, please. No, thank you very much. Thank you there. Just don't place your hand just yet, Lynn. Sorry, let me take the microphone from you. Thank you very much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, just please hover your hands, get into position, your right hands, get ready. Because ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to unveil the 2019 Monster Energy Yamaha MotoGP bikes. Gentlemen, are you ready? Place your hands in 3, 2, 1, place. The 2019 Monster Energy Yamaha MotoGP lineup with Valentino Rossi, Maverick Viñales on their beautiful YZR M1.
The future is now. It's time to get our beast mode on.
As you can all see, the color scheme has completely changed. We now have the Monster Energy Black to Yamaha Factory Racing Blue fade. We have some subtle blue stripes that add a further dynamic to this now very sleek and aggressive design.
It is perfect blend with between Yamaha's aesthetic and Monster's Energy instantly recognizable claw branding that is also represented in the new Monster Energy Yamaha MotoGP team logo, as well as the leathers worn by Valentino and Maverick.
Now, Lynn, Tsuji-san, Mitch, could we please have you up here in the middle of these bikes for our photo opportunity? Now, obviously, these machines are complete prototypes. They're the fastest bikes in the world, 350 kilometers per hour, coming from a 1000cc inline 4 engine, carbon brakes. They are absolutely phenomenal. But you know what, Lucy?
Yes?
I think it's now time we grab a quick word with the riders to quickly ask what they think about their bikes.
Thank you. So, Valentino, so how do you like the bike? Can you tell us about it, the new design, the new colors? How do you like it?
I like pronto. Sì. I like very much because you know Yamaha is always blue, and the blue of Yamaha is you know always and is beautiful. But I like with the black of Monster, also because are the color of my soccer team, Inter. So, so I feel comfortable.
I know. Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Maverick, what about you? Valentino seems to like his new bike. What do you think?
I like a lot, honestly. I can't wait to ride and see one photo. I think Science, I have memory, is the coolest bike I've ever seen. So it's really nice, and as I say, I'm proud to be here. I'm really proud. I hope everyone like, and let's see if it goes faster than it looks.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Maverick.
Thank you very much, Suji, Lynn, Mitch, Valentino, and Maverick. Thank you so much for being here.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, this presentation is only the start to what is going to be a fantastic season for the first year of the full-on partnership between Yamaha and Monster Energy as they get their beast mode on.
On behalf of Yamaha and Monster Energy, we would like to thank everyone who joined us today for Monster Energy Yamaha MotoGP team launch. The team is thrilled to have been able to share this special moment with all of you and looking forward to start 2019 season in 2 days' time in Sepang, Malaysia.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, as we are going to finish off this presentation, we are going to have a special photo call. I see quite a lot of photographers have already made their way up, but we will be asking for members of the press to come forward to the stage so that you can take part in a special photo with our riders. But at the same time, we are also going to leave you guys at home now. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been an absolute pleasure. And remember, it starts in 2 days' time. See you then.